later.
Your reaction, Coach, to Kobe's comments that the Lakers should, do something with Powell one way or the other.
I mean, I don't have any reaction. Obviously I heard about it, but I didn't read about it, so I don't know exactly what he said, and I don't plan on going to talk to him. I have not gone to talk to him.
Is it something like that? Can't that be disruptive to this team? It seems like there's a lot of friction from within.
I mean, I've been on teams where guys have spoken out before, and sometimes it can be, sometimes it can't. So I don't think it will be.
Can trade speculation impact a player's effort?
It could, depending on who the player is. It's something that people go through all the time in this business. Whether you're talking about trades or somebody getting fired or somebody, retiring or whatever. There's a lot of speculation that goes on in this business because it's a high-profile business, so you expect it, but it can affect an individual.
How do you manage it, Mike?
How do I manage it?
Yeah.
I just coach the team. There's nothing more for me to do. I think that discussion is done between Mitch and Kobe.
Mike, do you sense that discomfort in Powell that Kobe was talking about?
To a certain degree, I think it bothers him, but I have not sat down and asked him if it bothers him or not.
Do you think the fact
Whoa, why not?
Because I think that's something that needs to be done between Mitch and Powell.
But if you're coaching the team and you want the best out of your players, number one, why plead ignorance and not know what's been said or what's being said?
I'm not pleading ignorance. I'm just saying I'm not going to read it. I'm not. If I hear something, I'm not going to go search out what I hear every time I hear something.
Why
that's
wouldn't you?
busy.
You're the coach. Wouldn't you want to be on top of everything?
I just, there's not a single coach that I've worked with that I know goes and searches out everything that he hears about to try to clean it up. Sometimes you just let stuff go. Sometimes other people in the organization deal with it. But my first priority is to coach the team.
Could Kobe's comments been calculated?
Where did you get that?
I have not talked to him about it, so I don't know.
Mike, Powell is averaging a career low 16.6 points a game. I mean, in your opinion, is it impacting his play, this talk that's going on?
In my opinion, is it impacting his play? I don't think so. No, I don't think it is.
Would you give an honest answer?
Would I give an honest?
Yeah, would you give an honest answer?
Yes, I don't think it is. But now, just because I don't think it is, it doesn't mean that it's not.
From what you see on the floor, what would you account for his drop-off in numbers and shooting percentage?
Well, first, what were his numbers last year?
53% last year, 49% this year.
No, but they said something.
18.5 points.
18.5 points.
16.6.
Is he he's getting the same shots and all that other stuff?
More minutes.
Same minutes. More minutes. I know the one thing is that there's an insurgence from Andrew Bynum that wasn't there in the past, and so Powell does not get the same amount of touches on the post that he has in the past because Andrew takes some of those away.
You said you haven't talked to either one. Are you planning on talking to Powell or Kobe about the situation?
I don't know. Probably not. No.
For any particular reason?
It's not my place to address Kobe about trades. I don't have much to do with trades on this team. My job is to coach the team, and Mitch's job is to make this team better from his seat. And so, if I go talk to Kobe about something I don't know anything about, I wouldn't have nothing to say to him.
Mike, in your opinion, has the business of basketball impacted players in the past, their performance?
Yeah, it has. And like I said, some players it can affect, and some players it may not affect. I think it depends on who the player is or person is.
But you don't think it's impacting Powell?
No. I'm not 100% for sure. It could be. I think he's playing some pretty good basketball for us. He had a double-double last night. I don't know what else to say? I mean, it's not like he's walking around. I don't see him walking around moping or anything like that. I think he's trying to give us effort out on the floor, and so I don't know what to say, know what else to say to him. I mean, I can go to him and say, "Hey, pal, is this trade stuff affecting you?" And he could say yes, and then I could say, well, then "What's the next step?" Well, I have no control over the trade stuff.
You do have control though. You could tell Kobe to pipe down and just play and let Gasol work that out down the road. Kobe's not going anywhere.
Well, Kobe, that from what I heard, that has something to do with management and Kobe, and they can have a discussion too if they want to have a discussion.
You're not touching this, are you?
No, it's not for me to touch. I mean, it's not for me to touch.
Hey, Mike.
You know, if I was a coach GM, yes, it would be for me to touch. But this is not for me to touch.
Hey, Mike, what kind of challenges is Portland bringing you guys, and then you can get back to that?
They're extremely athletic. They're extremely long. They have different guys that can score in a lot of different ways. And the one thing we can't do that we let them do a little bit in our last game is get out on the break and score some easy baskets. So we have to make sure that we take care or take away the easy baskets that Portland scored on us in the last game, whether it's via rebounding and or getting out in transition.
Andrew spoke up last night and he said that he attributed the loss to a lack of rest. And he said, hey, we just played these guys on Friday. Why did we need an extended shoot-around on Sunday? I know it's a shortened season. You have a ton of practice time, but I know today you guys didn't have the shoot-around on the second day of the back-to-back. Have you been thinking about that, maybe cutting out shoot-arounds, or has any players voiced their opinions about that?
No, we've cut out shoot-arounds. I mean, beginning of the season, we had some long ones, and more than an hour, more than 2 hours at times, because I was trying to sneak in practices on game days and so on and so forth. But yesterday, we basically, Andrew set out, I think, more than half of the shoot-around yesterday, and we went and walked through their plays, and we did what we normally do: walk through their plays, walk through about 4 or 5 of our plays, got some shots up, and then basically left. So, it's his opinion to attribute the loss to the shoot-around. I'm okay with that, but I don't think that was the reason, because we've had shoot-around many a times before against opponents on a back-to-back.
Did McRoberts key your car or something? Why you kicked them off the team?
I haven't kicked him off the team. I really like him, and I can even tell you a story about it.
That's how you like a guy, when you play him like 7 minutes in 5 games?
Yes, and I'll tell you, Josh is a guy. When I was in Indiana as associate head coach, Josh went to the high school that was 5 blocks from where I lived, and my kids were in that same high school basketball farm system, and so they used to have Josh McRobert jerseys. So I've known Josh since he was a young kid. I know his family and all his friends and the whole lot. Nothing. I mean, I have nothing against. I just don't have enough minutes. I guess, got 2 spots, the 4 and the 5, 48 minutes. That's 96 minutes total. I'm trying to play. I'd like to play Bynum right around 35. Mm-hmm. Gasol 35 to 37. So let's see, 37, 35, 2K to 1. That's 72. Thank you very much. I'm not great at math. So 98 minus 72 is what? 26. 26? So I got 26 minutes left, and it's very hard to take 26 minutes and give 16 to one guy and 10 to the other guy. I mean,
what are your other choices?
Well, I could play one guy 26 minutes.
Like who?
Troy.
Yeah, I'd laugh too. You didn't mention Artest. That would be another guy.
Well, because Artest doesn't play the 4
I know,
for us. He plays the small forward or the 3.
I haven't noticed him playing very much.
You funny.
Between what's been voiced by Kobe regarding Pau, or what Andrew had said, or there's been times where guys have talked about, I guess, inconsistencies with the rotation, not being able to predict it. Do you have any concerns at all about discontentment brewing within the team? Or
hey, I'm the head coach. I'm gonna play who I want to play, whoever I think's gonna win. And in the first half, last night we gave up 63 points. The first 5 minutes of yesterday's game, when the first time out came around, I think we were outscored 15-7 or something like that. I found a combination that worked. And in a nutshell, even when we were outscored 15-7 to start the second half, Phoenix scored 35 points the whole second half, including those 15 points. And they scored 39, but we fouled Nash twice, and he made 4 free throws. So you take those 4 free throws away on the fouls, and they scored 35 points in the second half. And I didn't like the way we were playing, because it was really, we were just out there playing playground basketball. But the group that was out there gave us an opportunity to win. And if anybody wants to ask me if I do it the same way, I tell you yes. So when we get a little bit more consistent with how we play, then yeah, our rotations will be more consistent.
Is it kind of chicken and egg though, in terms of, do you find the consistency in play through the rotations being consistent, or do the rotations become consistent because the play is consistent?
No, I think it all has something to do with something, just a little bit here and there. I don't think there's no exact science. At least for me, I don't feel like there's an exact science in coaching. I think it's by feel or gut or however. And so again, I'm going to go with who I think's going to help. Who I think's going to help us win the game. You know, if I find a group out there that's doing that, and we're playing as bad as we played in the first half, because as you saw, we didn't play good. No.
Will you let us know in the future that you're going to play a group that you don't think is going to win?
Will I let you know in the future if I play a group that
You don't think is going to win. You made it clear you will play a group you think is going to win, which was a shock to hear. But
Yes, I will try to make it clear.
Okay.
Both in both instances.
Okay.
Mike, what's your philosophy on sort of protecting the players from all of us vultures? I mean, you know what I mean?
Hey, we're not vultures.
Why
would you go that route?
We're used to, coaches sometimes
Unbelievable.
creating a little
Her own
cocoon
profession,
around
and
the
she's
team, you know?
ripping it. Team Christmas.
I mean, what's
I
your
like
fun?
that.
I mean, is there a way to protect? You can protect players like Pau and people who are going through things like this from all that
You know what the reality of it is? This is
poking and prodding.
this is a public business, and we get paid a ton of money to be a part of it. And as much as you can, I try to help in that area. But there's only so much you can do. I think sooner or later, especially with the amount of money that we make, we just got to stand up and take what comes to us and handle it however we handle it. And at the end of the day, we get paid to win games and play hard and coach hard and all that other stuff. And if that happens, then good things happen.
Because there are people who read what Kobe did last night as him standing up and trying to protect Pau a little bit. I mean, is that how you read it?
I mean, it sounds good to me. I didn't read it, and so I
You
don't.
heard it.
I heard about it, yes, and I think the best person to ask is Kobe to ask, where he was going with it. But for me to try to answer that, I mean, I'd be lying if I know, because I hadn't talked to Kobe about it.
You haven't seen it, just to be clear. I missed it.
I'm sorry.
You haven't seen Kobe, what he said?
No.
You hear it?
You got the gist of it, though.
Yeah, I got the gist of it.
I mean, 'cause I guess what I'm asking you is, do you think that's somewhat of your job too, to kind of stand up and say, this guy maybe needs some clarity, or it's affecting him, or
It's for me to say that.
the same kind of message that Kobe delivered last night?
At times, I think I need to stand up and say stuff for certain guys, and I think I do. I try to protect our guys, but there are times too when some stuff's going to be out there and you have no control over it. You just kind of do what you can to help this team win, and sooner or later it's going to go away. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Why would you need a player protector? I mean, trading deadlines and rumors and all that stuff is part of any sport anywhere. Why would he need protection?
No. That's what I said to start this thing. I said
Okay.
it's just like, not only that, just like guys getting fired or retiring.
Yeah.
Well, it's all part of the business. So, but she's just asking,
Yeah.
just in general, about protecting players, and I do. I try to in general at times, but at times, hey, sometimes you got to stand on your own 2 feet and do what you got to do.